features. Talked about it. Was there? You know, little activities that might point you to like certain things you need to pay attention to or present information in a different way, stuff like that. I can't give you the answer. That's all I need. There's multiple facilities listed. We're talking about like features, not structure.
What was, Wednesday's government?
Were you here Wednesday? We'll just put an extra mark here. Oh, no, no, Wednesday was,
Like, Wednesday that day, we did the little thing,
where you switch around. Wednesday was, what are the trouble, when in the stick.
what is the story?
Yes, in one place.
Like, 50 years old, or?
The 19th.
Why do you just try to
Why you feel
get
like,
me suspended?
some more, why you feel like,
Because I got surgery.
you got who?
Surgery.
What you mean, like, things, like?
What are the obstacles that they had to deal with? You gotta-
Segregation.
Mhm.
Segregation.
Okay, so where's that?
Racial segregation.
S
You don't know how to spell six.
G-R. E-G.
No, S-E-G-R-E.
A-T. I-O.
But
I don't have the extra picture, so you gotta use your picture. Just hold the top.
Why you start with light?
Because this is a learning institution, and lights don't supposed to be off. Do your work, do your work.
All right, I gotta come around and take these up.
You're collecting mine.
Over your wall. I gotta do the food first.
Just say you put your, that's fine.
Yeah.
Oh, you know what? I'm not.
Okay, she collected it, but you gotta get stuff, you gotta get moving.
I see what you're saying.
I just remember that.
And it means
We don't do this every Friday, I'm not gonna keep doing it.
You finished?
Braylon, huh?
You finished?
It says everybody, Braylon, Barry.
Thank you. Finished? That's all. Finished?
I need it, I wasn't here.
No, you can't go. You was absent.
She said if you actually doing that,
We gotta ask.
I'm about leaving my.
Okay, class, we get ready for instructional, teaching. First, I'd like to say good morning
Ms. Clinton,
to the class.
Ms. Clinton, I gotta do the food.
Oh, okay.
It's free, right?
All right, next, put away your laptops, your phones, iPads, everything. We are doing a quiz on text structures. So everything needs to go away. We have spent about 2 days on
There
this.
should be no iPads, no cell phones, no earpods, no nothing.
Okay, on your quiz, you have a word bank. It's just asking you what is the text structure of each paragraph, and when it says explain your reasoning, think about those hint words that we talked about yesterday. I'll come again now.
You need to put the iPad up, this phone, like, put the cell phones need to be in the bag, please. Take that hood off your head, please. Listen, stop playing with me, little boy. There should be no talking. There should be no talking.
All right, you all will have 20 minutes to complete this test. Quiz. It's a quiz.
20 minutes.
If you finish early, raise your hand, and your Ms. Clinton will come get your paper.
Can I get this one?
I'll bring you.
There should be no talking. This is independent work. Take that hood off your head, please, and take your ear pods off. Please, take. If you have a hood on your head, please pull it back, please. Your earphones, please pull it back. This, you can do this, this is a, you need to do this, complete this, please.
There's a word bank here.
3, 4, 5. Each one will fit this seat. I think you just put it in your own place. You got it?
We use one once.
Nope. You might use them twice, you might not use all of them, you just have to figure out.
There should be no talking. You're gonna be disqualified. There's no talking. Listen.
I'm trying to read all of these.
Just read one at a time. You finished it? You can hold your head out, and then you can do this. Take your put, okay, that's it. There should be no talking. 'If you finish, raise your hand, you come pick up the paper. You have 11 seconds, minutes, I mean, 11 minutes, 11 minutes remaining.
Don't take over.
Let me check my paper real quick. Minutes remaining.
Different years.
I can't really tell you the answer.
There should be no talking. There should be no talking. Y'all have 7 minutes remaining. 7 minutes remaining. Sarah, now explain, you put the text on it.
Let's check.
You finished, Harrison, you should be done. You done? Okay, you need to finish up. Y'all got less than 6 minutes. 6 minutes remaining. There is a lot of talking going here while a test is being given. Amani, shut it down. Shut it down. Five minutes remaining. Okay, you have 4 minutes remaining. Two minutes remaining. 1 minute remaining.
You have 1 minute to finish.
Okay? Go around, collect the papers. There's no talking, please. Okay, I'll be collecting papers. Thank you. Okay. Everybody turn in their papers?
Yeah, I got everybody.
You good?
I got everybody.
Okay. Good morning, class. Today, we are going to, some of you did read this story. However, the standards for the day, listen up very carefully. Okay? Your standards is ELA, GSE 9R, L1. We are citing strong and thorough textual evidence to support analysis of what the text say explicitly and what can be inferred. Our learning target, and all eyes on me, all eyes on me. Y'all read this for me, please. Learning target, please. Of the story, okay? And then here, I can explain how Stephen's story inspired me and make me connect to my own life, okay? So here, we have a story I'm going to give out. It's a story going to give out. Everybody close your books. You don't need no books. You really don't need no books. All phones up, please. Do not have a phone out. Put the phone up, please. Excuse me. Yep. Put the phones up for me, please. Lunch will be here. No time, so I'm lunch until we do this. Thank you. Okay. Excuse me, I didn't give anybody permission to talk. I'm not gonna say it again. Put your phone up, please, Walter, please. Okay. Oh, go ahead, read for me, baby.
I settled into a routine.
Oh, before you start, so, the story here, when you see this, what do you see? It's a heading, right? It's a heading. So please remember that when me and Ms. Chan talk about text structure, we talk about headings, text features, always look at your title. It will always be bolded. Please remember that, because you will see it again. Okay? From A Chance in the World. Okay? Go ahead. Go ahead, start. And follow along, class.
I settled into a routine at home on Arnold Street to the degree one can never become comfortable with monsters who disguise themselves as human beings. This is what they were to me. Real life boogeymen whose origins and intentions I could never fathom. Children rarely ask where monsters come from or how they came to be. Children simply accept them as a fact of life. Something to be dealt with the way you deal with other children. One way I dealt with these monsters was to become a thief and a very good one. My devious plots were elaborate, complete with escape routes and explanations if I were ever to get caught. I obsessed over the things I stole, and no matter how much I managed to get, I always tried to steal more. Once I stole something, I would stare at it, wondering how best I could hide it or preserve it. But I didn't steal just anything. I was fixated on one thing, food. At 7 years old, I weighed just 40 pounds, a fact that the Robinsons explained away by saying I am capable. To avoid going hungry, I had to get creative to outwit them. Nearly every morning of my days with the Robinsons, I would awake and immediately try to determine how I was going to get food and hide location. It took me a while to learn what to steal. My first foray into the art of thievery was a huge block of government rations cheese that really had hustled. I hid it in the basement and sneaked away one afternoon, ready to feast, only to find the mice that roamed the cellar had already eaten me too. After that, I placed my thieving eye on the unlabeled silver cans of peanut butter. Lily brought food. I was confident that the enterprising mice couldn't chew through the metal. I wasn't usually that picky. I would eat whatever scraps I could get my hands on. If it wasn't moving, then it was fair game. Whenever they went grocery shopping, I had to unload the bags. I would scan the bags quickly to see which one and hide the one with the most tunas underneath the car. When the coast was clear, I would take the bag and dash to the cellar, where I would swirl it away. From time to time, I would realize that they had come up a bag or two short, and would fume at the person who bagged their groceries. They never figured out it was me. The joy of outsmarting the Robinsons became almost as sweet as the food I stole.
You wake up, you need to jump to the second page.
Another very important way of coping was to immerse myself in books. When precisely I began reading, I cannot say. There was no signature moment, at least early on. But I imagine I discovered books as a part of going to school. Books for me were what the ocean is to the fearless explorer, deep and mysterious, boundless and soothing. I love the smell of books, the feel of their weight in my hands, the rustle of the pages, the magnificent ocean that promised hidden treasures. Like food,
don't pay attention. Go ahead, I'm sorry.
Like food, books were hard for me to come by. The Robinsons never bought me any. Robinson's rule number 2, and thwarted every attempt I made to get one. When I did bring home a book from the school library, I had to ask if I could read. Robinson rule number 1. If I were caught reading without permission, a merciless beating would follow. Robinson's rule number 2. When permission was granted, it was granted begrudgingly, and only under the condition that I read in the cellar. I was never allowed to keep books upstairs. Robinson rule number 13. Nor could I read in their presence. Robinson rule number 14. The cellar was cold, musty, and dank. Its walls tossed off long shadows in the dim light offered by a single swaying door. I frequently heard the mice clawing and scratching in the walls. The cellar was storage space for many of the home's utilities, washing machine, dryer, hot water, and oil furnaces, but also for many of the things the Robinsons had no further use for, like broken furniture that didn't stand, ancient perseverance no longer fit to be eaten, old clothes that had gone out of style. These abandoned items had served their purpose, but the Robinsons held on to them, believing that someday someone foolish enough to value them would come along and take them off their hands. To the Robinsons, the cellar was precisely where I belonged. Amid all the clutter, I fashioned a makeshift reading space composed of mildewy clothes, torn pillows, and old boxes. I positioned the space directly under the stairs because that way I would be able to hear anyone coming down. And my hearing was finally clear. I knew the stridge pattern of each member of the family. Betty shuffled, Reggie had longer steps, and Willie Potter was the easiest to detect, for he often walked with his oath cane. When they approached the cellar door, I would scramble to hide my bullets and stash of food. I kept a jug of water to wash away the peanut butter smell on my breath. A lesson I learned when Willie nearly caught me. If I had ever been caught reading down there with my moldy stash of cooked food, I would have to pay a dear price.
Now, page 10.
I love this, finding it as a welcome refuge, from the Robinsons. Yet it was not my favorite place to read, at least not during the warmer months. Across from the Robinsons, right next to Fuller's Haytown, was Mrs. Fuller. Alongside her yard was a small retaining wall. A large oak tree hung over the area, so large that it kept half the block in shape. The wall itself was no more than a few feet high and craggy, as if hewn from the other side of the mountain, except for a single smooth at the wall's northern end. Once my chores were done and I had received permission, I would take my favorite book, go to that shaded haven, and lose myself in a way of mystery, none of which seemed as great as the mystery of where I had come from.
Okay, start from the beginning. Excuse me, please stop talking. So, any of the reading that he just read, I hope you highlighted some key evidence in the story. The text structure, you should have been underlining that. Okay, go ahead and read, Harrison, finish it off.
Read.
Come on, we don't have time for this. Read.
Nearly every summer day, you find me sitting on the wall,
Accompany.
Accompanied.
my girl.
Can I get another reader?
As well, I'm still talking. Hold on. As the occasional is that try to make us equals is Okay, now, go ahead.
Go ahead, Lee. Go ahead.
I was never more at peace during my childhood than when I sat there. I loved the sound of the wind rustling the leaves of the large oak, the smell of freshly cut grass bought on by neighborhood lawn mowers, of birds that as they flew by, the bumblebees that hovered by my head before moving on to more interesting things. This is my sanctuary, the place where I felt the most alive and safe. One summer afternoon, when I was about 8 years old, I looked up from my perch atop my reading wall to see a woman strolling down Chancery Street toward me. It was a neighborhood, Mrs. Leaven. I had seen her on many occasions walking to Sunnybrook Farm, the neighborhood grocery store. She was a small woman with dark hair pulled away from her face, although now looking at her up close for the first time, I noticed the first time was gray. Mrs. Leaven was playfully dressed as always and moved at a casual pace, thoroughly enjoying the walk. She often waved and smiled at Robinson, but nothing more than that. From time to time, her husband joined her. He was slightly taller, a balding man, who wore red suspenders over a white t-shirt. They were Jewish, and the only reason I knew that is because as soon as they were out of earshot, Eddie or Willie would fling anti-Semitic remarks
You said it right.
her back for quite some time. I thought they were Jews instead of Jews for the life of me. I couldn't figure out why the Robinsons thought something as precious as Jews and such fashion.
Thank you so much, Tim. So, I want to ask the class, what did you get, what was the main point of the story? What was the main point of the story?
He get abused.
Okay, but what was the main point? What was how cruel people could be? How cruel people could be, and what else? What are some other factors that you have witnessed in the reading? What are some other things? Go ahead.
When you're not taught right, you can pick up bad habits.
Say it real loud so everybody can hear you. Yeah.
When you are not taught correctly, then you'll pick up bad habits because somebody knows.
Exactly, yes. So, what happened with Chance? What actually happened? What was going on?
Christian.
Say it again.
I go to back after him.
Right, he was at a foster home and he was treated badly. And do you think that what age was he when he went into the foster home?
8 or 7.
Who said it? 7. 7 years old? 7 months or what?
7 years old.
7 years old. So it's very, very important that you capture the information in the reading. Okay. Question. I want you to think about this. Think about a time when you had to keep going, even when things felt hard. I'm going to say it again. Think about a time when you had to keep going, even things felt hard. What helped you turn to talk to someone? When you didn't really have no one to talk to, and in Chance ordeal in this story, he went into the foster home. These people, was the Robinson treating him fairly? Why?
Because he had a foster child.
He was a foster child, but what made they treated him unfairly? What was going on with him? What happened that the family had treated him in such a way? No, what happened to him?
He was a thief.
He did not, the story did not even talk about the thief, Harrison. You need to pay attention.
But he sometimes still do.
But he was, but what was the main theme of this story? What was going on?
Just stop saying.
Okay.
What was going on? There was a lot, let me, no, I'm just asking the question. Was there a lot of resentment? Was there a lot of hopeless for help? Yeah, tell me why. Tell me why. He was in foster care for the most of his life. And what else happened? When the Robinson was treating him in such a way, they was being very harsh. And what kept him going? His book. Say it again. His book kept him going.
See, I thought that was
she
just
just said.
because his parents were racist.
And he had to survive on his own. And what else was going on? And what else was going on in the story? He was being abused, and what else? Speak up, please. Speak up.
I said he loved the cellar.
He loved
The cellar.
Oh, he loved the cellar. The cellar was a place that's where he stayed at. Go ahead. That's not one of the questions. Okay? So, in this story, what was some challenges for him? What was some of his challenges? Getting food, and what else?
Trying to be comfortable in the cold cellar.
Trying to be comfortable in the cold cellar? Anyone? What about here? What were some things in the story that Chance was going through? Some things that he was stealing. What was he stealing? Food to survive. And the only thing that kept him I forgot the lady, Miss Levine, I believe, that she was the one bringing him books, because he was really educating himself. Okay? And when he was educating himself, what was going on? What were some of the things that he was experiencing? Emotions, and what else?
Hope, he was gaining hope.
Hope, yes. He was being hope. He was gaining hope, because he also struggled at home in school. And why was he struggling at home in school?
Because he was getting bullied by his foster parents.
Come on. Oh, give her a hand clap. Very good. Very good. Very good. And can someone tell me, his teacher introduced him to books. Why did his teacher introduce him into books? Smarter and read, and what else? What was some other thing? His teacher introduced him books. Why did she do that? Why?
Because maybe she noticed how hopeless he was and thought it would help.
Not hopeless, but she introduced him to books because she thought that he was like an avid reader. He was really reading the books. And when he was reading the book, he was really educating himself. Yeah, can you say that loud?
The neighbors saw that the kid was reading the same book over and over.
That's right. So in Stephen's face, they said he bounced back. He had some setbacks, right? Instead of giving up, he continued to show effort in his strength and determination. Why was he so determined? Why was he so determined? It was some others. Why was he so determined? Wanda, why was he so determined? That need to be off your face, and that need to be off your desk. We're gonna have to call your mom, because that is not part of the lesson. Why was he so determined? Oh, say it loud. There were so many rules for Chance. It was so many rules. If you look at the story, there was Rule 11, Rule 12. Can someone find that in the paragraph and read that for me, please? I think it's on page...
Miss Chance, please try to go.
told you about.
What was that?
I gotta use a badly.
Okay, go.
What was that? What was the rules? The rules, there was a lot of rules there.
He couldn't read without permission.
Can someone find that in the paragraph for me, please? There was Rule 11, Rule 12. Can you find the rules for me, please? In the story. Go ahead, sir. Listen up, go ahead.
Like the food, books weren't for me to come by. The Robinsons never bought me any. Robinsons were limited. And thwarted every attempt I made to get more. When I did bring home a book from the school library, I had to ask if I could read. Robinson rule number 11.
So, stop there. So, rule number 11, he had to get permission to bring home the books to read. Put that up, that's not part of the okay? He had to ask
Where
permission.
Armani comes from.
It's just too much movement during my instructional teaching.
Where you going? Sit back down.
Too much movement. Okay?
If I were
So Stephen had so much stuff that was he had a lot of stuff that was built up. He was he wanted to be successful in school. The teacher supported him, and she also believed in him. Okay? When Stephen opened the book, he had such a big imagination that he became very successful. When he became very successful, he became successful in what was his career path? What was his career path? What was his career path? What was it? He had something going on. What was his career path? Huh? Okay. So, with that being said, so he had emotional struggle. Stephen felt misunderstood. He had trouble expressing himself, his feelings, healthy way. Sometimes he acted out because he didn't know how to cope with the challenges in his life. So when you're moving from foster home and the foster parent was mistreating him, so those was challenges for him. His behavior led to conflict with teachers, peers, pushing him further behind academically and emotionally. Okay? Stephen entered the school and already was behind. He was already behind. And when he was behind in reading and his academic skills, he lacked confidence. He didn't believe he was capable of doing well. And the only reason why he felt that he couldn't do well because he had so many challenges that he was facing. He felt he did not even feel like he was loved because the way the Robinsons was treating him. Okay? So, and he also it stated that the impact, he didn't even have the right to have the right support at first. He struggled to catch up, often felt discouraged. Before all of that, he felt like invisible, that no one sees him at all. So you need to take notes. So with that being said, before meetings, if I'm talking, you cannot even hear what I'm saying, and you're not learning. Okay? So, because he didn't have the support, he felt invisible. It made him shut down, lose hope in his future. So, just think of your life when you want someone to listen to you and they're not listening to you. That brings about low self-esteem. You feel hopeless. You feel like nobody don't care. So Stephen was in a predicament that's how he felt. And these challenges that he was facing, he had like resentment, the kindness, hope. It was so important to Stephen. It was so important. So sometimes we have to look back at the story and we have to capture all the important details of the story. Not just you're reading, but read with understanding what you read. So Stephen actually had books that actually helped him to be able to move along academically, and then he had the teachers that was there to help him. So what role did education play for Stephen? What role did education play for Stephen? Speak up. What role? What role? Let us not all speak at the same time. It helped him escape what?
Tomorrow. Not about tomorrow.
Go ahead, you're on the right track.
Went downstairs and
No, it didn't say anything about it, no. That's why you have to really follow along and pay attention. It's so important. So, the point of the story is, Stephen went through a whole lot in his life. He had a lot of obstacles that he had to face. And with those obstacles that he had to face, he needed the support, and he didn't have the support. Go ahead, Harrison.
is this personal or this is real?
So, at this time, I hope you're paying attention. At this time, you have on that sheet, there's an assessment there. You need to go ahead and complete that to the best of your ability. And I will be collecting that. Please complete that next page on the back. Do not tear it off. Please complete it. Please put your name on it, and I will come around and collect it.
My paper already fell off.
That you're not following instructions.
It already fell off.
Okay, if you did, just leave it there, I'll collect it. Please fill out the sheet. It's a sheet behind the story. That will be your activity. It's a sheet here, assessment practice. Answer the question before moving to analyze the text. Y'all need to follow instructions. Go ahead and complete that.
Oh, fell out the thing.
Yeah, he was like in some kind of friends group. Yeah, you are right. You need to complete this. The assessment piece. Excuse me, there should be no talking because you're still doing work. 1 second, I'm coming. 2 and 3. I'll do that 30. Yes, you can. Look at 32. It's in your paper, the whole story, 32. Listen, there should be no talking. There should be no talking. That first table, I will be separating y'all on Monday because y'all talk too much over there. Y'all not God. Y'all need to go ahead and complete that. And once you finish that, go ahead and turn the page. It says on the other side, there is an analysis, analyze the text. You need to go ahead and complete that in the back.